All right, welcome back to Let's Learn Git. No excuses. Here in part three, we're going to be moving backwards in time. And what I mean by that is, well, if you remember back to part one, if you watched that, I talked about Git works kind of like time travel. We have this graphical based moving forward in time number line we can think of. We can also travel backwards. It's one of the superpowers of Git. In the next section, we're going to talk about this parallel universe idea of branching and merging. But for right now, let's just worry about going backwards in time and fixing our mistake. The use case for this is really great. If we've deployed something that worked locally to a machine where it doesn't work, well, it's very easy if we have Git on that machine to simply say, hey, go backwards in time to a point where we know it worked. And there's two ways to do that. So the first way we're going to look at undoing things and moving to the past is git revert. Where git revert will undo all of the changes that were made in a specific commit. So if we say git revert the very first commit here, EDB8895, it will undo all of those changes and will put us one step back. So we'll be at the same state we are at 4322148. But what it actually does is not erase that changed state we had at EDB8895, but what it actually does is makes a whole new commit of us reverting. This might seem a little confusing, but this is really handy in a complex situation. You can always go back and see, well, what did we try to do at that point in time? It doesn't forget. This is really, really useful if you're working on a large team, a large project, or a project that lasts a long time. We can always go back and see, what did we try? What did we try to do that didn't work? And it's a great way just to track those things. We're not going to look at how to move and see those changes in this video. We're going to look at that in the next video. But it's a really cool feature. So if we follow one general rule with it, that we always move back one step at a time, it's a really, really safe tool that we can git revert and unwind our way throughout our history. You can even revert reverts, which is a little weird, but since all a revert is a new commit that undoes the changes of the specific commit, then, well, there's no reason we wouldn't just be able to revert all of those reversions as well. Now, this seems a little silly on the surface, but again, if we can keep these changes over a long time, this will pay dividends if we have a long-running project and want to see, hey, why did we revert this at this point? And communicate those changes as clearly as possible as your job as a developer or someone maintaining these files. So now we're getting into the world where it's a little more dangerous. We have git reset. Git reset, we're not going to get into how it actually works, but we're going to look at git reset hard. Git reset hard does two things. The first, it's very useful if we've made a bunch of changes and we're not sure we want to keep those changes. So here I have a hello.sh file. You can see that last line there in my cat is random typing and a bunch of random typing. That's going to break my script, and I'm not really happy about that. So instead of manually editing the file again and going and getting rid of that, I know it was in a good state before I had that random typing. So what I'm going to do is say, just git reset hard. It'll reset to the state it was, wherever head was pointing in that last commit. It's a good way to go back and just let's clean the slate and start over again. It's pretty handy. But where it really comes in super handy is if you have made a lot of reverts or a lot of little changes over time and realize, wow, I've gone down a really bad path. I have 5 or 10 commits that are just junk and I just need to get rid of them. Git reset hard, and then the commit ID will get rid of all of the changes past the point where you say, or go ahead and point the head there. Let's make reality, in this case, EDB8895 again, and just forget all the other stuff happened. Now I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not really gone. Those other changes are still stored, and we can go look at them and review them in the future if we want, but we're not going to get into that in this video series. This is an intro to just get your head around these concepts. And that's all there really is to moving back in time. Git revert and git reset are pretty much the tools that you want to dig into. Now, I know we went really fast here, so if you're brand new to this stuff, again, highly recommend rewatching it again, slowing it down if you need to, and go ahead and try this on your own. And you should be at this point able to make adds and commits, run a git status, run git diff, and then start playing around with reverting back in time and then git reset hard. So come back in the next part, and we're going to talk about moving in parallel universes with branch and merge.